once was a woman from Holiday Island. Not vacation on a Holiday Island, Arkansas, a small town where the population is under 2,500. The town was started 35 years ago as a hunting and fishing retirement community and now has enough school children to fill 2 buses. So there's growth in the small town. But this story isn't about small towns, it's about Mary Diehl. Mary's a lovely lady that has accomplished more than 2 people would in a lifetime. She was born on December 21st, 1948 in Ashland, Pennsylvania, has a master's in science education from Temple, and a nursing degree from Bloomingburg University. Now, with all this awesome schooling, you would think that her true love would have been in school. But actually it lied on the court, where Mary played basketball season after season through grade school. In Mary's very early grade school years, like at age 5, she was being molded into a literacy genius without even knowing it. On one side, her grandfather, who was a school teacher, tried to teach her calligraphy from the time she could even hold a pen. To the other side, where on Sunday mornings, to avoid going to Sunday school, her and her father would sit in front of the television and watch her weekly Comic Man while eating bread eggs and following along with the script in the Sunday's newspaper. This had become such a ritual that her father called up to the station on her 5th birthday to surprise her and have her birthday announced among the show. Mary's father, well, both of her parents were very intelligent. Her father was on the track to become a doctor and was in pre-med before he was called to the war, which cut his education line. But mother, on the other hand, had achieved a degree from Temple as well and was there on a senatorial scholarship, which even today is quite a tough job to obtain. But after tragedy struck the Diehl family with the death in Hurricane Agnes, her mother and father came back to Texas to open the store once again. Mary worked in her mother's and father's grocery store for as long as she could remember, estimating somewhere around the early elementary years. At the store, she filled eggs, 10-pound potato sacks, and would bring food from the cellar. This means at a very young age, she would need to know how to read labels and photos, assess ripeness in produce, and have the know-how of how everything was placed. And when she wasn't doing that, she would walk around and follow gypsies in the store to make sure they weren't stealing. While Mary growing up playing b-ball and the flute, which was pretty good I've heard, Mary was being prepped for college by her mother, father, and other relatives. Her mother wouldn't say, if you go to college. Her mother would say, when you go to college. So she was always under the impression that college was for her. But way before college was even a thought for Mary, she received gifts that pushed her literacy through the roof. On one birthday, Mary received a bookshelf that was at least 7 to 8 feet long, jammed with all types of books like geology, history, and stories. Also on that bookshelf, there was a dictionary, which Mary said was the best gift anyone ever gave anybody ever. Wow. At age 9, she received her first Bible just before meeting her most influential teacher, Mr. Smeltz, who was firm but good. He was the 6th grade teacher to have and helped bring Mary's already high 8th grade reading level to a senior level in just 1 year. When Mary was an adult, she thought she wanted to become a school teacher. All of those dreams came crashing one day when she subbed for a group of hellish kids that tested her patience just one too many times. The boys in the back of the class pushed a young lady out of the schoolroom window. Mary didn't feel bad for the young girl, though. While she walked over there, shut the window, latched it, and drew the drapes, leaving the girl out in the snow. The girl eventually made it back around into class, cold and humiliated. But when that happened, she decided enough was enough. So Mary went back to school to become a nurse after 3 years of schooling. Mary started off in home care for a company, then switched her talents to ICU for several years. After her time in the ICU, she went to hemodialysis unit in a hospital in Texas. She would later retire there, but now specializing in one of those jobs would be a career in most people's eyes. Mary specialized in 3, which if that isn't impressive, I don't know what it is from a Holiday resident. As we all know, the South, especially Arkansas, has a stereotype of overalls, the lack of shoes, and the education of an 8th grader. And that's if the person that's saying the stereotype is kind. But Mary has accomplished all these amazing works in the field of medicine. She has a mastered in education and science. She knows how to play several instruments and can run a small shop at will. Mary is even very tech savvy and plays video games with her son to pass the time. On the side, she plays Words with Friends with a man named Alex and myself. She's won every time we've played so far, but I think it's getting better for me. Last thing I would like to mention about this literacy-packed woman is that Mary has an amazing heart and a great sense of adventure. On her left arm is a butterfly tattoo, and not a small one. This symbolizes Mary. The butterfly is a rainbow of colors, and on the butterfly there are music notes to symbolize that she is singing. She got the tattoo so that she could look at it, and so other people could look at it and just live with it. The tattoo symbolizes that she is a part of the community, that she is loved by herself and others, and that she is truly free in her life. Mary has become more than just a literacy project for me. She has become my friend, and I thank her very much for that.